Hi, this is Fee, and welcome to this week's virtual town hall. I'd like to share my thoughts about what it's like living in senior living right now. The media has not been kind, or in many cases accurate, in the reporting of COVID and senior housing. Senior housing has been lumped into a bucket with nursing homes, and you know we're not a nursing home. Nursing homes, or skilled nursing, are designed for the frailest and the sickest of us all. Senior housing, a more accurate description of what we provide, has seen great results overall, and in the case of the Springs Living, has seen an infection rate 5 times lower than some other senior housing according to one study, and 10 times lower than the national average as reported by the CDC for people that have been tested. The common misperception may be that folks are sitting alone and looking out their windows, and nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is, we have a lot of life being lived safely. And I want to tell you about the power of living in a community, especially in times like these. When the virus was first confirmed to be in the United States, none of us knew what to expect. How long would it last? How long would we shelter in place? Could we flatten the curve? Could we keep the virus out of our communities? Those were our big questions. Soon we'll reach the end of 6 months of implementing our infection control protocols in all of our communities, and we know much more now. That successful experience may just be at the heart of why folks want to move into the Springs Living during this pandemic. Many recognize that living in a community has many advantages, especially in times like these. One benefit of living in our communities is companionship. By definition, a community is where you're never alone. Even during periods when we've asked residents to stay in their apartments, our staff has been visiting them at least 5 times a day to deliver meals, to invite them to activities, and to monitor their health and their wellness. Beyond that, the community has acted as its own virus-free bubble, much like the National Basketball Association has created for the NBA playoffs going on right now. This ensures that residents can visit with each other, granted with masks and social distancing. In the bubble of our community, we get to watch our Blazers play in their bubble while we enjoy friends and our favorite beverage at our Fancho's Pub. Go Blazers! Also, in a community, there's always someone there for you. If you currently don't live with us, or living in a single family home, or living with family, the responsibility to cook and to clean usually falls on one or more family members. And if that person gets sick or exposed, who will take care of you? Who will do the cleaning? Who will care for you or care for them if they fall ill? In our communities, we do everything possible to make sure caregivers who are not feeling well or have been exposed to COVID stay home on paid leave. And if one caregiver does get ill, other staff fill in for them, just like the Blazers coming in off the bench. The responsibility of caretaking, cooking, and cleaning are spread amongst a team of professionals compared with living with family, which usually puts the load on one or more family members. Another benefit of living in a Springs Living community is food and nutrition, and you know there's a difference. At our communities, our food is one of our top priorities. And not only do we strive for excellence and for it to taste amazing, but also be nutritionally balanced. Think about someone who lives in their own home, and the thought of having to grocery shop or learn how to get groceries online, that can be challenging. Think about what they're eating if they have to cook for themselves. In a community, you don't have to worry about going out to grocery shop, where you could be exposed to the virus by asymptomatic people. Instead, each community has a professional culinary team led by a chef who prepares nutritious meals that can actually boost your immune system. And if you don't want to dine with friends, we even have meal and snack deliveries, just like Uber Eats, but better because we have the staff delivering them and they're trusted, screened, and trained. And because we visit multiple times a day, we can help monitor everybody's nutrition, mobility, hygiene, and most importantly, attitude. Other benefits of living in the Springs Living community are our activities, events, and social opportunities. When our routines are interrupted, when we are secluded, it's alarming how that can impact us, and it can even lead to depression. We like to go out to shop, or go to church, or or see our friends. But even those activities outside the communities are high risk, or they're just not happening. But inside our bubble, life has continued safely and is in full swing. And our teams have been bringing a lot of positive energy to you every single day. Another benefit of living in the Springs Living community is our medical coordination and access. Going to the hospital or going to see your general practitioner can run a high risk of exposure. We help reduce the risk by coordinating virtual doctor visits for residents, reducing the potential of exposure and the time that you would have sitting in a waiting room amongst others. Also, if someone's displaying potential COVID symptoms and is concerned that they might have the virus, we coordinate access to COVID testing, quick access to medical professionals, and specialized COVID healthcare centers. Of course, we can't guarantee that no one will ever get coronavirus. But here you have an entire professional organization working day and night to learn, adapt, and protect you. You may be surprised to hear that our residents' mortality rate has decreased by 25% this year. We've had remarkable success to date keeping the virus out of our communities, and 2/3 of our communities have had no cases of COVID in residents nor staff. And when it has gotten in, we've been successful in defeating and eliminating it. The Springs communities have tested twice as many residents as other senior living organizations nationwide. And we've had a significant lower infection rate. We are continually working to keep families and friends connected face to face. We see this as our biggest priority right now. In upcoming video town halls, we'll be sharing some information with you on other actions we are taking to stay ahead of this virus. In addition to surface testing, which has worked extraordinarily well for us, we are also participating in a CDC study on air quality testing. More on that later. For now, if you have questions or suggestions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at fee@thespringsLiving.com. Thank you for listening, and be well.